Okay, so today the lesson is 7.3. We're learning about elimination using addition and subtraction. So we've learned two different ways so far to solve systems of equations. We've learned the graphing method and we've learned the substitution method. Now we're learning the addition and subtraction, the elimination method using addition and subtraction. So today's lesson, what we're going to do, we will just write a problem here. If we have two equations, negative 3x plus 4y is equal to 12, and 3x minus 6y is equal to 18, okay? We want to add or subtract these two equations in order to do what we were doing yesterday and the day before and the day before that, so that we can get an ordered pair that's a solution to these equations. Okay? So when we look at this, we have to just make a decision here. Would it be better to add these two equations or subtract them? Well, since the idea is to eliminate one of the terms, to eliminate one of the variables, we need to add these two together. Because when we do that, if we add negative 3x and a positive 3x, that term will drop out and become 0. Okay? So that's what we're going for in the solution. We want one of the terms to drop out. So if we take 4y and add a negative 6y, that's negative 2y. Add these two together, that's 30. Then we would solve for y, and we would get y is equal to negative 15. Okay? So we simply added the two equations together. We got our negative 3x and positive 3x to drop out, and then we were left with one variable, so we could come up with a numerical value for that variable. All right, now after you do this, then it becomes like the substitution method, where in order to figure out what x is, I have to take this negative 15 and substitute it back into one of the above equations. I could either choose to put it in right here and put the negative 15 in there and solve it in this equation, or put the negative 15 in here and solve for x in that equation. This one looks a little simpler, a little smaller numbers, so I think I'm going to go with the one on the top. So I will then take my first equation, negative 3x plus 4, but instead of writing y, I'm going to write negative 15 is equal to 12. Okay, and hopefully you can see this and this are the same thing. Okay, I just substituted this value for y into this equation right here. Okay, so after that, negative 3x plus 4 times negative 15 is a negative 60 equals 12. I would add 60 to both sides of the equation, and I would end up with, I'm going to have to go over here and right over here, negative 3x is equal to 72. When I divide both sides by negative 3, I then find out that x is equal to negative 24. Okay, so the solution this time is the ordered pair negative 24, negative 15. Okay, that's my solution. So that's how the elimination method using addition or subtraction works. I'll do one more, and then that should be it. This is what your homework will be over for the next day. Okay, if I, let's see, have two equations. This time I have, okay, so now I'm going to look at the equations 5s plus 2t is equal to 6, and 9s plus 2t is equal to 22. And I have to make a decision. Do I want to add or subtract these in order to eliminate one of the variables? So when I look at this, I see, okay, I've got a 2t here and a 2t there. If I subtract these, then I can get these to drop out. So therefore, I'm going to choose subtraction on this one. So I'm going to subtract the entire second equation from the first one. So this will be 5s minus 9s is a negative 4s. 2t minus 2t is 0, so that drops out. 6 minus 22 is a negative 16. Okay, then I would divide both sides by negative 4, and I would find out that s is equal to 4. Okay, so this is s and t's instead of x's and y's, but it's the same thing. So what we want to do now is to substitute s is equal to 4 into one of these two equations, either the top one or the second one. It doesn't matter. I think I'm going to choose the top one. It looks a little simpler. So I will then take and say, okay, 5 times 4 plus 2t is equal to 6. 20 plus 2t is equal to 6. Subtract 20 from both sides. I find out that 2t is equal to negative 14. Divide both sides by 2, and that means that t is equal to negative 7. So now I have the values s is equal to 4, t is equal to negative 7. As an ordered pair, it would be 4, negative 7. So 4, negative 7 would be my solution. Okay, so this is the elimination method, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight. You have to make a decision. Do I need to add these two or subtract these two in order to get one of the terms to eliminate or drop out? And then after you find one of the variables, use substitution to find the other variable. So that's it for tonight.